Debonair. Okay.
Y'all, shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And the video haven't started yet. Y'all don't really ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Black women treated me the worst. This is his response when someone in this comment section asked, how does he feel about dating black women? And this was his response. I'm not here to judge y'all. I've said this before. First, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're new to my channel, but I've said this before in countless videos where I've said, "Hey, listen, I've never dated outside my race before. I honestly don't plan to date outside my race before. I've dated a good number of Hispanic women. I've told you about my ex and how hell, she was darker than me. You know what I mean? And I wasn't aware that she was Hispanic until I ran up on her and shot my shot. And then I heard her accent. I was like, oh, man, where are you from? You know what I mean? But with that being said, when I see these types of videos, I understand it from a different perspective because I've heard these types of stories from my homeboys, from my cousins. I've heard these types of things, right? Me being born and raised in the hood in South Florida, right? The very, very, very low income areas of South Florida. Um, I was only growing up around black men and black women. So obviously you only feel an attachment to black men and black women when you're coming from where I come from, right? That's not the same with everyone else. Or it may be a situation where they feel like they've been rejected from the black community and then they had to go to another side of the community. That's all fine and dandy, man. Wish you nothing but the best, right? But when we are really having these types of conversations, these types of topics, we got to look at it as a whole and understand, be open minded, open ears, and understand it from his perspective. So that's what we're about to do right now, man. Let's get into it, y'all, because I cannot wait to hear this.
How do I honestly feel about black women? First, I'm going to talk about my childhood and how I viewed black girls. As a little boy, I was never attracted to black girls. And I'd say the reason for this is because I saw white as a beauty standard. Turn on TV, white girls. Go outside, white girls. Go in school, the ones I found attractive, white girls. Why didn't I like black girls as a child? Well, I just saw them more as like closer to family. They're like closer to like me, and that's not who I'm supposed to be attracted to. Looking back subconsciously, that's how I saw it as a kid, but I wouldn't be able to put it into words when I was that age. That's just how it was. When I would have interaction with the black girls, a lot of times they were often rude, mean, sassy, but since I wasn't really trying to get them, I was just kind of like, well, whatever, I guess that's how they are. At that age, it didn't really matter to me at all. I didn't find any black girl attractive until I was about 12, so middle school age. The only reason that this happened was because I started to become pro-black. And when you're pro-black, you know only black men can be with black women and black love, that type of thing. So I was like, okay, so now I have to be with the black girl. So now we're going to get into the dating side of things. I'm not going to go down a whole list of bad experiences. I'm just going to summarize it by saying that I never got anywhere with any black girl. Most I got was like a date with one person or one little thing with one person. And when I'm going through this, I'm thinking to myself, how am I not attracting any black girls when I'm pro-black? I call them queens, I see them as great, and I want them to build and, black love. Why is this not attracting any of them? This is the point where my frustration started to come in, because I'm not just seeing it as I'm just trying to get some black girls. I'm viewing it as we need to come and build together, but none of them are wanting to do that with me. Around the age of 19, I just completely dropped this because it's not getting me anywhere. From then to the present, whenever I try to do anything with a black girl, I'm just like, this is probably not going to go anywhere, and I don't really like pursue it, or I half-ass it, and it goes nowhere. It's kind of like we just weren't meant to be. If I never became pro-black, I wouldn't like them at any point in my life, most likely. If I'm being completely honest though, there are black women I'm attracted to, like literally right now, as of the time I'm making this video. But when I try to pursue it, like even slightly, it's kind of like this wasn't meant to happen. So I just explained my whole backstory with black women. So now, how do I view them in the present? Well, I'll just say not very positively. So how do I view them just as people? Well, my experience now versus as a kid, a lot of the times they're still rude and just terrible people to interact with. I mean, that's just what I'm used to experiencing with them on all different levels. Like, no amount of pro-blackness or trying to see their humanity is going to change that. It's just my experience. It is what it is. This video I'm doing is not even an anti-black woman video. This is just my experience with them. It's a negative experience, but it's my experience. I know there's black men out there that have plenty of great experiences with black women on different levels, and good for them. I just can't relate to that. If I had good experiences with them, I could view them as good people that I have a high respect for, but unfortunately, it's the exact opposite.
His experience obviously is different from mine. The reason why I let that whole thing play out, man, because I just wanted to hear it as much as possible and try my best to be as open-minded. Sir, and before we get into part two,
I'm so
your experience is valid. Your experiences within the black community is valid. I'm not gonna sit there and try to say, "Oh man, you open nah, bro." That's how you experienced it. Uh, it is what it is. For me, it was the opposite. I was only accepted in the black community, man. One of the main reasons why, again, me being born and raised in low income houses, y'all. If y'all would have heard my how to an extent right now, I'm masking my accent right now because obviously I'm on YouTube and everybody was always hollering about, "Oh, Dev, you talk like this, you talk like that." All right, cool. So I'm trying to mask the way I really, really talk. I only felt comfortable around my people because, again, like I said, that's where I grew up with. That's who I grew up with. So much so to the point where I started being around other races as far as when I got to, like, high school, hell, especially in college when I started in undergrad and even in grad school, to the point where I was the only black guy in a room of 35, 40, 50 damn people. I felt some type of way. I felt uneasy. I felt weird. I felt whatever, right? Um, I say all that to say this, man. Again, your opinion is valid. I'm just go where you are appreciated. And if you think that you are appreciated or you feel appreciated only with Caucasian women, Asian women, Indian women, Hispanic women, whatever, wish you nothing but the best, my guy. I hope you find your true love because everybody deserves to find true love. That's just not me. That's just not my experience, man. I've always felt welcome. I guess maybe it depends on where he is, depending on what state he is. I don't know. I don't know, but I know a lot of black women, bro, man, please. They'll make you feel accepted. They'll make you feel loved. I've said this all the damn time. I can only see myself with a black woman. And there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. I mean, hell, you never know, man. Maybe I don't have any kids yet, but maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the damn line, bro, you never know. You never know what happened. You never know. People will sit there and say all these damn things and then look up 5 years, 10 years, 20 years later. Hell, you got three damn mixed children from from a girl you met in Croatia. Like, come on, bro. You just never know. But no, seriously, man. I want to make sure that what this young man is saying, I want to make sure that he is being heard and he is valued. His opinion is valued. Not really opinion because he's talking about what happened to him. So I can't even say opinion. What he's experiencing, what he said is valued. Let's get into part two, man. I was rejected by the black community. Let's hear it.
somebody who has experienced being somewhat of an outcast by my community. And my experience is a bit unique. It's not the same as what people are usually hearing, like, oh, they just never got along with the blacks and they became whitewashed. Mine's a lot more different. As a little kid growing up, I was always around a lot of white kids, but I still never had the problem of making black friends because I just wanted to make friends with whoever I could make friends with. And I always had a black homie somewhere in my life. For me, I never had the experience of never having a black friend. But when I'm around high school age, this is around the time where I still have a very pro-black mindset, and I've been into it for some years now. And when I would make friends with people, I always had the thought of like putting them on the game and talking about history and empowerment and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't realize that that was going to have more black people hate you than actually like you, especially when you're at that young age. Other black kids were calling me racist and crazy for just being for my people. And of course, these people would later on put BLM in their bios and they would act like they always loved being black. But I was the crazy one in high school. As I keep getting older, I started having this realization of how black America really operates, and it was never something that I wanted to fit into. And it's basically a stereotype. I didn't have any interest in being the stereotypical black male into hip-hop culture and all of that shit. So that alone is not going to attract a lot of black people. And if you follow my page, you know I'm into metal, things that are considered white. So another thing that doesn't attract a lot of black people. I'm basically just saying I don't fit into mainstream black community or society. That does make me somewhat of an outcast by my community. But going through that, how did I not develop self-hate or become a COON? The reason for that is, one, I was always able to make a black friend somewhere, and now I can find ones who are on the same page as me. And second is I always had some sort of racial pride from a young age. And three, I don't like the state of modern black America. That's not something I even aspire to ever fit into. I'm already cool with being black. I know my own history, and I know other people who are like this as well. I have no reason to want to fit into that. Like, you don't have to aspire to fit into the mainstream black ghetto culture. You can find other avenues where you fit in just well. It's still a bit unique to me because I was taught to embrace who I was and enjoy being black, and I went on to learn my own history and enjoy being black even more. And there's a lot of people that weren't raised with that. That's where the real problem is. They're not being raised with any racial pride. They're going out into the world that hates black people, and that's how they see their own people and themselves. They have no desire to learning black history. To them, being black is going to be horrible no matter what. Subconsciously, they seeing a black outcast, being outcasted by the black community, as a good thing. This is why it's important to educate your kids and get them in touch with their people and tap into their history, or that's going to be the outcome for a lot of future black children, especially those that aren't raised in ghetto culture.
You know what's the crazy part? There's black women who are just similar to him. He like some of the things that he was saying, right? Oh, I'm into white. He said
Not going to.
I'm into rock, right? With sort of music. Oh, that's considered whitewashing or whatever, whatever. There's a bunch of black women that's into the exact same things as you. Like, you know, again, his opinion is valued, and I just want to make sure that he is being heard. I get it. I get it. I get it. I have homeboys who said the same thing. Yo, listen, Dev, I tried to shoot my shot at black women. I've told you about my coworker. Almost said his almost said his name. Shout out to my coworker who found his love when he was in study abroad and he found his wife in Japan. He found his wife in Japan. He went to study abroad in Japan for I think it was like 3 months or 4 months or however long it was. Went there, you know, we was calling on WhatsApp, whatever the case may be. Yo, Dev, you know, oh, man, Dev, I found this girl, man. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. We like, oh, bro, this boy, he done got some new coochie, you know, he done, you know, whatever it is, what it is. Y'all know how it is, right? The man came back to work. Yo, bro, how did it go, man? Man, Dev, bro, that's the one, Dev, man. She the one, bro. I ain't doing it. And again, we all talking, we all just laughing, like, man, bro, you tripping. We don't know you don't know what you're talking about, bro. You'll be all right, bro. You just found some new coochie, you'll be fine. It is what it is. I would say maybe a month later. I don't even think it was a month. She comes to America. We got to meet her in person. Beautiful, feminine, young Japanese lady. I loved her accent too. Japanese lady. And I was asking her, I was like, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen my homeboy act like this over a woman ever. Like, what's gonna happen, man? You planning to move here? She said, no, I would never move to America. I'm not moving here. You're crazy. I hear about all this. And she's like, yo, I didn't even want to come here now. I just came here for him. She was like, yo, I've been trying to convince him to move to Japan with me. Long story short, would y'all believe me if I told y'all that my homeboy no longer lives in America and is now living in Japan with his I think with his fiance now. They're supposed to be getting married next spring. I'm supposed to be going there in March to go to the wedding. Would y'all believe me if I told you? So I get it. I hear these types of stories over and over and over again from a lot of black men who is similar to him, but a little bit more different. Like there's different things, right? I say all that to say this: find who you love, wherever it is. I don't give a damn. Go where you are appreciated and not tolerated, man. That's all I'm going to say. I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching, and until next time, please, man, I'll be safe for a